Hello, beloved. I'm Monica. I want to jump in to discuss some of this new moon energy, which is the first one of the year. And it is on January 11th when it goes to its highest peak, which means that it is a triple one portal. And the number one is significant because it has a power of new beginnings, the energy of it. And so it is so appropriate, of course, for as we kick off 2024. So I want to share, five things about this combination of energies for the start of the year and being the first one for the year as well. And it's a triple one portal, which I call the portal of expansion. And I'll get more into that as well, but portal of expansion and portal of, significance has to do with our abundance as well. It is a very special year because it is the number 8, which if you add up the 2 plus the 0 plus the 2 plus the 4, it equals to 8. And 8 is a very abundant and very expansive type energy as well. And also from a Chinese New Year perspective, it is the year of the dragon. And the dragon is the wood dragon. So there is a lot to do with abundance and our own prosperity and our own expansion. And there's also a lot of dragon power as well. And so January is so significant for setting the tone for the year as well, as we all set our intentions, as we kicked off the year and jumping into this whole new chapter in our life and our new journey. And not to mention that as we ended the year and also started the new year, that we were surprised by some very significant increase of the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is actually the heartbeat of the earth. And I feel that it does come from Amenti, which is the source of creation, but it's also like a heart center for Mother Earth. And so with this pulsating energy of frequency, that it can also shift our consciousness and shifting our consciousness into these multidimensional aspects of ourselves. And so this year also feels like it's a very transitional state, also a transitional state for so many of us, being a big turning point in our soul path, in our soul evolution, and being of significance also for Mother Earth as she's going through her transitional state of upgrading to be in the 5D and going further into these different dimensional aspects of expansiveness. So that is just the beginning for this year, and it's going to move forward with even more intensity as we go into the years after that. There's going to be so much that's going to be revealed that I feel that has been hidden for so long and is just ready to be revealed in truth, and in those truths that we find our peace, that we find our reawakening, and that we ascend with these new frequencies of energies. So there is a lot of astrological events also for this year, but for this month in particular, before I jump in, just want to share, that Pluto will also be in Aquarius at some point, and Aquarian energies are very much into communities and expanding and so forth. And it was in Pluto was in Capricorn for some point, and Capricorn is all about rules and regulations and being very structured. And whereas Aquarius is more flexible, is more in this flow state. And so that is where we're pretty much heading with these new energies, and is opening up that pathway for that as well. So this new moon, which is also in Capricorn, so starting off the year with a new moon in Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn, and it will go at its highest peak on Thursday, January 11th. around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time or so. Um, so that is when it's going to be at its highest potency. However, the new moon energy vibe usually stays open for about 3 days or so. And you can still feel its effects and use that energy for, this greater purpose right now for setting these new intentions for the year and expanding on the ones that you had set intentions on from the past year, the year that we just ended and concluded. So before I jump in, just quick announcements that I will also be leading the Circle of Quantum Conscious Creators on that day when it goes at its highest peak. And I'm also going to include the portal of expansion with these new light language transmission codes for setting this tone for 2024 and expanding on the intentions with a much more accelerated and quantum speed. So if you're interested, you can find all the links in the description in this video for YouTube. And I will also be going live as a guest on Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love with Dr. Jean Farish. We're going to have a very magical conversation that is embracing the inner magical child. And there is so much of that we need right now for as we kick off this year, and which I'll get into some more on the show. So going live January 19th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and you'll find all the times in the description as well as the links where when you can tune in to listen live and also come back for replay. So, and listen to, my podcast. I've been posting episodes, 2 episodes every week, and you can find the links to my podcast as well in the description. I've also been posting them in my YouTube channel as a video format. So posting them in both places in podcast platforms and also on YouTube, because it is so important that so many people receive this message and that it does, bring them, uplifts them and motivates and inspire, but most of all to help reawaken in a much more loving way and prepare for these energies of ascension as well. So the number one thing to know about this new moon and this portal energy is that it is illuminating the path of your soul. I feel that there is a big shift going on with most of us, a lot of us. And the shift that I'm feeling is more on the soul level of within, of going more within and expanding more on your own gifts and abilities of spiritual side, multidimensional self that you are, and really tapping in deeper into this level, wanting to tune in more so. And one of the best ways to tune in is through meditation, whether you do that through like really small, starting really small if you're new at it, or just, expanding on it if you've been doing it for years, like I have. But it is being emphasized so much, especially for this new moon being the new beginnings for so many things, right? For kicking off the year for 2024, since it is the first one of the year, and coming in with a lot of power and a lot of support and energy as we set these new intentions. And the number two thing is that this portal and this new moon are activating our third eye center, which is, the center of our head here in the brain. It's associated with the pineal and the pituitary glands. And so there is a lot that the energy is also activating in there. And so there is this heightened energy of intuition where, we're all very tapping in more within our own higher guidance, because that is the best guidance to get, is the one that is within your own self, and you being the source of your own information and the source to connect with your own source connection through your higher guidance. And what that entails also is trusting what you're receiving the messages in right now and that are appropriate for you to follow to be on this path that is of your own soul. And with that comes your purpose and what you're meant to do right now on this earth surface, because all of us who are here right now on the earthly plane are meant to be here. We're doing a lot of work by just being human. And being human, of course, means, the balancing of the shadow and the light and being able to still serve our purpose in that way. And that also is a purpose to be learning through that and be growing through that spiritually and evolving, expanding through the different dimensional aspects of ourself and breaking free from those barriers that have been limiting us from our human form. Because when we're in human form, we feel like we're limited, whereas we're infinite beings because of our soul. We have so much in us, so much to offer to life and even beyond that life. The third thing is to open this new moon and portal feels like it's opening a door of expansion and abundance. And so it is this big gateway to say of this huge amount of abundance, opportunities for abundance and expansion when we are connected to it with intensity and with focus, energy focus, and just really putting our effort and our energy to connect with this portal will help us to walk through these doors that of opportunities for us in our own soul path and what is in alignment for us as well. So as we set these intentions on that day, or when this potency of this new moon energy is in this portal, we're also setting intentions of greater opportunities for greater manifestation in our life, shifting our physical reality. Because a lot of our physical reality is only just 1% of it, whereas the majority is all soul and energy, and it is, of this greater spiritual side. So as such, we're able to maneuver. We have the power to maneuver through the physical world. It's like mind over matter, and it's heart over matter. um, so that's really what this feels like for number 3. Number 4, it's a turning point for 2024 because as we are setting these intentions, we're also opening up those doors of opportunities as well that will be shifting us in more ways and expansive ways and shifting our turning point in our life and where we envision ourselves in the years to come. I mean, the year of 2024, right? But also in our life in general and where our direction, where we're all heading and where we so desire to head, and also just being in tune with your soul and your heart of where it is that the desire lies to be heading. That is in alignment to your own soul, and that is in alignment to your higher vibrational energy and frequency, which also is in conjunction with in correlation with like the collective energy of humanity. Number 5 is that be more heart centered. So we're being reminded to always remain heart centered. And being in that heart center, it also means being discerning and to trust your heart guidance when something just feels off or something feels that it is something that is for you or that resonates. And so the heart is so key for all of this, for so much. And that's what I feel so much within myself, is feeling that intense heart guidance, opening up more and just following that guidance to what feels to be in a soul alignment, but also allowing the universe to support by being able to surrender to the currents of the energy of the universe. And that is to trust more. So getting out of our head and being more in our heart, and finding that fine balance of the two also, because they're also meant to work in conjunction, but there is a fine balance. You can't have too much of one or the other. And that is where the balance is. And that heart center is also serves as a balancing point for all of that. And so I hope that this message brings you great joy and inspiration and motivation, and that you're well prepared for this portal and this new moon of the year, and that your intentions grow in even greater heights, that they manifest with greater love, and that when you set your intentions, they come from your heart most of all. And that the heart of the collective is also with you and within your heart in itself. And I am wishing you all the best. And I will be connecting with you in another video and another message. Take care. Bye for now.